So, Nimcho, these few days I have shared many videos. What do you think? What do you have questions? Just ask me straight here. So, see, I can answer all whatever for everybody.
Yeah, sure. I guess the first question, which refers to the last video and one of the last points you made, it was very clear that you were talking that the weight on the back leg is something to avoid at all costs. I was going to ask you, in a situation of emergency, is there ever, you're moving, the momentum is real, it's dynamic. There are times when you're going to be off balance, of course. So what happens when the weight is on the back leg?
See, everybody loves to talk about concept these days, but they don't understand the concept of reality. Now, only when you talk about static, you talk about weight front leg, weight back leg. When we talk about recycling momentum, where is the weight? It's just like you're talking about the car which is running. Where is the weight? It's to talk about the forerunner, four-wheel drive. Where is the weight? So the issue is not where is the weight you place. It is how do you handle your weight in your movement, in your motion, in your momentum handling. Well, sometimes you are in a very awkward position. And so how do you make use of it? Such, for example, really seriously, if I want to kick a roundhouse kick, you see that usually people tip their toe out and turns and get into instability and do the kick. So it is more, the critical thing is how to use the instability instead of talking about front leg, foot back leg, 70%, 30%. Who the hell know? When your car running in the street or in the highway, who the hell know where the weight is supposed to be? But everybody know that how to handle that dynamic, the change of weight which is needed. That is where the Kung Fu is. So the entire Wing Chun past 130 years on the static structure is a completely mistake in concept. You look at the judoka. The judoka have to have the weight front, weight back, or the judoka is carrying on the handling of the body weight. That's why they spar a lot. You cannot stand there playing your sets and then thinking you know what to do. No, you don't. The reason of sparring is to get you into the instability. See whether you can respond or not. So hope that this answer your question.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it answers the question. I think people are so used to seeing this in 1960s version of Wing Chun, people going forward with the weight on the back leg, which is kind of like it's a contradiction, right?
I want to share with you what I got a YouTube sent to me from Asia. This is in China, talking about a certain type of Wing Chun, have the Wing Chun Qigong for health. And his teacher is 90-something years old, and he practiced this. And so that if you want to have a strong body, your internal nurture qi, everything, blah, 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 this is the Qigong. I look at that because people show me that. You know what is that? Based on a screw up, e.g. Kamyang Ma, practicing the Biuji set circling the hand, moving you know that part, like bow your head down and go backward, those kind of stuff, you know, like the Puji said. I look at that, I said, is this going to, what is this going to do? The first, anybody who have a heart problem or hybrid pressure problem must not touch those kinds of, like in the Buji, like going bow front, bow back, those kind of stuff. That can cause stroke. It's known, okay? The second thing is that we know for so many times, those type of EG coming on, you're not going to get your breathing down. Sorry, in America, we can check you with the Core 360 and look at you, whether can you breathe or not. Now, this video promote like his teacher who is alive, who is 90-something year old, he practices this every day. It is nonsense, okay? Now, why do you call this Wing Chun? Obviously, somebody create this. Now, it is okay for anybody to create anything, provided you know what the heck you're doing. This type of stuff obviously is going to screw up anybody who have high blood pressure. Even you see that there's a lot of Tai Chi guy who practice Tai Chi bowing too low and get stroke. It's known, well-known case. And you know that the old timer in China practice Wing Chun, screw up their knee. So, number one, they don't know what it is. They made up something and then they call it Wing Chun. And then say, oh, my teacher is 90-something year old. Are you sure your teacher practiced those? It just, a lot of made up today. A lot of promotions for this lineage, that lineage. So the reason I mention this is, if you are a master of that art, do anything you like. But if you have no clue on what is going on in terms of the Chinese or in some Western medicine side, don't do it. And now this is in YouTube. So for me is that, number one is responsibility. Number two is, do you know how many people you're going to screw because of this? And then with all the so-called grandmaster, old grandmaster, can you straighten out your school, your lineage? Keeping pump in nonsense? And again, like this is like, today's Wing Chun is as bad as everybody using the Wing Chun name to do whatever they want for their own profit. And that's why Xi Xiaodong's question, nobody dare to answer. And now, with what I see this morning, do you want me in America tear apart the entire thing and take every grandmaster of past 130 years down, scientifically analyze everybody, saying that you guys are preaching nonsense, selling snake oil? Do you want me to do that? I don't do that because I want to give face, because many of people is victim of victims. But when I see that this morning, say, oh my God, the advertisement is, my teacher is 90-something. If you want to live the old age, this is the internal nurture chi of a Wing Chun. So I brought this up is the same with the weight in the back. Are you serious? Have you really faced a new thing? So I know the entire world might not like it, but well, so be it. Nobody likes Tang Hao anyway. But things can be predicted. It is going to go down if you're doing this, right? So, you know, like you get the question.
The second question was related to the video before that, when you talked about the story with Ananda, with Buddha's student. And can you elaborate a little bit more how that story relates to both sifus today, instructors today, and also students today?
So the story is there's this verses. Okay, I don't want to get into it. There's a Buddhism verses. He say that in a lifetime, if you be able to comprehend on this, then it's worth your lifetime. Okay, that's the teaching of Buddha. So if you know this concept, you'll be able to comprehend of it. You have a full understanding of this. You have the full in-depth understanding of this. Then it's worth it that for your one lifetime of study. The Ananda learned that, right? And then when he passed through the forest, he saw that young monk. The young monk is saying that if you have seen a certain kinds of duck, D-U-C-K, like bird duck, it worth your whole life. And then that tell him, said, hey man, this is not what it is, okay? It's this. But then this young man go to talk to his sifu, and then his sifu, no, Ananda, he have a problem. Maybe he have dementia or something, you know, so he don't know it anymore. So Ananda, after a while, found out, and then he just go into nirvana, exit. Today, number one, young student, like people in the West, or even in Asia, Southeast Asia, they are just like a plain paper. Everybody want to do good. Everybody want to learn good. Okay? And of course, the entire problem is such people like in the sifu, using the sifu term today. So it is like the monk teaching monk in the Ananda story. Those are the problem. Okay. So those are the class, they never have the GNT. They don't know what it is. They never develop it. And then they start bullshitting. Like this morning, that video I look at it, I pretty angry with that. You call it Wing Chun, you have no clue on what it is. And for sure, your grandmaster is idiot. He doesn't have any clue of that, because even in Western medicine, it say that if you do that, you are risky for stroke if you have a high blood pressure. You want to put down out there? And now again, is that true that this is by his grandmaster, or he himself using his grandmaster name to carry out whatever he want to carry out? And when this type of video is out there, those grandmaster, is their responsibility to stop the goddamn thing, kick the guy out from the class, okay? If you want to go in the ancient Chinese way, do that. So the world is like that. So Asia, you like it or not, it's like that already. In the West, there are people, because Westerner, we have scientific educations, we are not going to buy into every nonsense. Like what? You know, if you watch Joe Rogan, nobody's going to buy into those nonsense. And I don't even buy into, I agree with them. I agree with Xi Xiaodong. This morning I tell their friend, I agree with Xi Xiaodong. I want to stand in the side of Xi Xiaodong here on, you see, because it's hopeless. So let me share with you one thing. This is in Naha, Okinawa. Okay. There's a plaque here. Okay. So this is the plaque for these people. Okay. Guess who is this guy? It is Choyun Miyagi. This is Choyun Miyagi. This is Choyun Miyagi, the plaque, for him, the respect plaque for him. And it is in Naha. And who is Choyun Miyagi? Okinawan martial who founded Gojo Ryu. Gojo Ryu karate. Is that big enough? Guess what is here? This is, of course, Chinese language, Chinese kanji. Look closely. What is this? Isn't it the drawing of the Qi Ji Guang? Isn't it this? Isn't it this? So for me is, this is Nahanavi, okay? In Okinawa, is in the father of Gojo Ryu karate. There is Qi Ji Guang there. You have 130 years of nonsense Wing Chun. Where is your Qi Ji Guang? Where do you follow those? What is reality? So I get so angry sometimes, but now I really don't care anymore. You Chinese want to do that, you Asian want to do that, screw the entire your culture. That's your problem. I'm American. I'm going to tell the world what is the truth. You look at this in Okinawa, in Naha, they have all those preserved this Chinese teaching and following Chinese teaching. For the Wing Chun Grandmaster for past 130 years, tell me, which one of them go through that? So at the end, who actually preserved Chinese culture? Is it Japanese, Okinawan, or you Chinese? And now you get to the West, to Europe, to America, and you spread all those nonsense. So that's why Xi Xiaodong never talk down on judo, karate, or jiu-jitsu. Joe Rogan don't do those kind of stuff. So right now, this is the reality. That's why you say, oh, using your spine power, like the other one. Spine power for what? You don't even learn the full picture. If you want to steal somebody's technology, can you please steal the entire technology? Because the first process is they say, oh, spine is using the spine power. And then they say you have to empty the spine, like you don't have spine anymore. What disregard of it is right or wrong, or we believe it, or it is ancient Chinese or not. What you copy other people is only really beginning process. And you not even know that that thing works or not. What will that thing work? It doesn't work. If it works, it will not end up like a Xi Xiaodong with a Lei Lei. So is it some mind power of Wing Chun? Is it some spine power of Wing Chun? You have thing which is is going to fail. So I get really upset is because the young people is like a piece of plain white paper. Why do you want to screw them? Why do you want to call yourself, I'm a grandmaster of this lineage? And then It's a gok si gok fat. You heard about that, right? Every teacher thing. It's bullshit. You know why? Let me explain to you what is a really gok si gok fat. Okay. Let me explain to you. Say 站桩, okay? Say this. Say this. I do not have to make exactly this to teach anybody on 心气度丹田. I can teach you this way. This is our American way. But what you will find out is disregard of this or our American way. It all based on your body. The 7 balls have to be loose down, like you go through the aware, open, link, light. Your mind quiet down, and you know to use awareness, not using concentrations or intention to forcefully do something, and then your breathing will sink. So disregard of this, the Shaolin way in late 1600, or this American way in 2020. As soon as you fulfill your body aware, open, and link, and then your mind using the awareness and quiet down, you'll get that. So that is the example of saying gok si gok fat. Every teacher teach it differently. Monk Shaolin Xuanji of Shaolin in late 1600 teaching that way. Hendrik Santo in America can teach it in the high-tech way. But the core is the same. Even though we you know, when the Xuanji Hesang teach in Shaolin at that time, Ming Dynasty, they probably speak Fujianese. And now we talk English. We do it different way. But the thing is, the law of the law of the thing, the principle, the universe, the physics of it, the economic of it, all is the same. So you see, you understand what I'm talking about? Today, in past 130 years, what we can see is most those famous grandmasters do not have this the core understanding or comprehensive in-depth understanding. He doesn't have it. And then they create things. And then when it was questions, people was doing, oh yeah, I know, my teacher is teaching differently. My lineage is teaching it differently. So like, for example, the other day I share, the proper one is this. And after 130 years, you get all this lineage, Wing Chun, Wing Chun, all this screw up. You're all doing the same thing. So it said that you guys are copying, the blind is copying blind. What are you going to expect anything? Compare with like the Okinawa one. Compare with like the Okinawan Miyagi Chongju in the Gojo Ryu karate. Who is, it tell you, it's a blending Okinawan and Chinese arts. It really it is. But what you sell today in Wing Chun is not what it is. So the list can go wrong, continue on.
So for many Wing Chun people who are interested, or maybe they've spent a few years studying or trying or practicing or training, it's very typical for them for many of them to try to go to different schools, right? To go to different schools, and to try and look for something, right? What is your advice in the context of what you're talking about?
My advice is disregard of what, stop all those lineage school stuff. Get the 6 core element under your belt. If you don't have 6 core element, you do not have the basic of the ancient Chinese martial arts. You don't have the basic of the Taoist, Buddhist, Qigong. And there's no way you learn anything. So my advice for all young karma, get the 6 core element under your belt. You can then see, oh, Jigoro Kano do that. It's because of this momentum. Oh, the Gojo doing that. It's because of that. Oh, the Bubishi is because of that. This is have to do with this ancient thing, Shaolin teaching, the Taoist teaching, the Buddha's teaching, the Qi Guang teaching. Then you feel good. It is at that point you stand up on your feet. You don't need any lineage or any grandmaster to boot you. You can stand on your feet. And now I'm not saying they're not respecting those real grandmaster, or even the grandmaster, even they are less perfect, but because they are grandmaster because they contribute to good thing. But you need to stand on your feet. How the world are you going to teach any student at all of E.G. Kam Yong Ma if you have no idea on what is the handling of physical? And the Western scientific people like Joe Rogan and so forth will be happy to tell you, you screw up, sir, because it is not according to science. So number one thing is the 6 core element. Disregard you learn from me, you get my book to learn it, or learn from who. It doesn't matter. What matters is that 6 core element you need to put under your belt. You need to sequentially be able to experience that. Or else there is nothing there. As for the so-called Sifu, Dai Sifu, Grandmaster, or whatever today, I have only one word for everybody. Disappointed. It hurt me. Because I really look up to every grandmaster. Everybody say, oh yeah, you're a grandmaster. And I'm sure that you can do good for everybody. I'm sure you're good. You know, so all those hope that you give respect to them. As soon as you have your name, grandmaster, well, respect you, of course, you're going to do good, right? By the assumption. But right now, after I look through everything in history, I just say one word, disappointed. That's why I so if I say I'm disappointed, you might say, oh, you are a politics or anything. That's why last time I show you Jigoro Kono, and now I show you Miyagi Chonjun. How many do you want me to continue on? You don't have the same, you don't have that basic they have. So is your Wing Chun useful? It's useless. It is a serious stuff. It is a serious stuff. Do I want to say this? I don't want to say this. And actually this morning when I saw that, I'm really disappointed. Why are you guys doing this? So if you want to invent something, why don't you call your name instead of put the name Wing Chun there? See, like a judo or karate. They are like this Goju Ryo school of karate. They have Okinawan traceable, Chinese trackable. They are not just selling wine that untrackable. So as far as this is in Okinawa, in Naha, you look at that thing. Why is a Japanese karate master? This is a real grandmaster, right? Gojo, you can see Gojo Ryu. There are so many, for decades, and you have so many good people there. Why is in this one you have your Chinese Qi Guang drawing there? This is in Naha, in Okinawa. Now you guys have all your Wing Chun school. Have any one of them put a Qi Guang name photo there? And you have all the grandmaster, but all those grandmaster, can they link up even to the Red Boat, 1850? Have anyone put a Li Man Mao there? No. So what do you guys expect me to say from Asia? You don't wake up, you go down with it. As what I said, do you rather me screaming it here, or you rather fan of Xi Xiaodong pull all this up? And then you leave at least tens of thousands of young Wing Chuners depressed. So Nimcho, this is what I want to get response. So that's why I say it's like the Ananda story. So that's why, do you have Buddhism in India? There is no more Buddhism in India. Just face it. So hope that this answers your questions.
Yeah, it's pretty clear.
Do you have any other questions?
I don't have any. Do
you understand why I put that center axis stuff there? I say that every time you as a Wing Chuner, every time attack, you want to tilt his center axis.
And you're not going to be able to do that if your weight is on the back foot and you're trying to attack. It's impossible.
That's number one. The second thing is that people take things lightly. Remember, I showed that I can go straight, and in the same position, I end up in the side angle.
Yeah.
If your body is never trained in the six core element, in the force flow, and in the momentum, recycling momentum, everything, you cannot do that. Yesterday, just another old-timer friend called me up, say, "Well, Hendrik, it's not that simple. It looks easy. Like you go straight, go sideways. Well, just get everybody try, see whether you can do it or not." So he said, "Well, Hendrik, are you trying to keep something?" I said, "No, I don't." There's so many things there. So if your body is not conditioned, you cannot do it. If you do not have recycling momentum, your body not be able to handle it, and you're still in that static concept mode, spine power, weight behind your back, and then all the statics and all these hand techniques. Attack to the center line. Are you sure it's attack to the center line? Sorry, you are not attacking to the center line. The real attacking to center line is you need to tilt his center axis. Until you tilt his center axis, this is not Wing Chun. Don't bullshit yourself. Why? That's why you cannot do a thing to Xi Xiaodong. So Wing Chun attack to the center axis, is that true? Yes. But you need to tilt the thing. And you need your body work. That's why in restricting Wing Chun, I put everything down there on recycling momentum, your body, leg pairing, and shoot in and feel it. It is the basic. So can we learn? Can we just put ourselves down and learn the basic? If we don't do that, we will not be able to go up to the level of karate, judo. You can never go up to that level. That's why people is in Olympics. You are not in Olympics.
Yeah, but the responsibility lies with the people who teach, because as you said, a young student is a blank piece of paper, you know. So are the people who are in responsible positions
people
teaching
taking advantage of young people, okay? You know, young people like your father. If somebody say bad thing about your father, of course you're going to defend your father, right? It is human nature, right? So if you're a Sifu, somebody say that your Sifu is not good, then your young people will defend your Sifu, right? But today they're using those to start a cult. Okay? Let me tell you, when Venerable Xuanhua, the Zen Patriarch, took me as his student in the room of City 10,000 Buddhas, in his private room in the of Venerable Xuanhua, the Zen Patriarch, you know what he tell me? You, here on, if anybody critiques me, you need to bow to him, because anybody who can point out my wrong, my mistake, is my teacher. That's what Ven Xuanhua told me. And he said, do you think this is right? And of course, I said, well, you critique my Sifu, you know. He said, think about it. Now, decades later, then I know, oh, of course we love our Sifu. If people critique our Sifu, of course we don't like it. Because you're human, you the same, I the same. But behind that, we have to have the wisdom or intelligence to say that, no, this must change. Our Sifu is not perfect either. So like Venerable Xuanhua, I mean, who the hell are you going to talk to him? He is the student of, he got the mind seal of the Buddha from Xu Yun, the Zen Patriarch. The mind seal of Buddha, meaning like the 6 patriarchs, the Bodhidharma come to China, they pass the mind seal. What is mind seal? Mind seal is comprehensive index understanding. So Venerable Zen Patriarch Xu Yun verified what Venerable Xuanhua know. There's transmissions of mind seal. And then he tell me that. So this is Chinese. This is real Chinese Shaolin Buddhism. What do you guys have today? You compare with the Japanese, you cannot compare. You compare with the Okinawan, you cannot compare. What do you have? Everybody want to have the big title. And yet we destroy the entire thing. And then you have millions or hundreds of thousands of the Westerner there. Are you serious? Are you serious that our ancestor in Red Boat will agree that to do this to all these people? If they do, they will not fight for the people until they die. And you say that, oh, I'm anti-Qing. I want to return to Ming. Are you just a wannabe or are you for real? People really suffer that. And that's why the Qing don't treat them well at certain things because they're class system and so forth. So are you for real or you wannabe? So I can only tell you what is the real in the history, and you don't have to believe me, and you don't have to. So as my Sifu told me, if I'm wrong, you critique me, and you need to learn from who critique me with evidence and with the solid background. Why? Because the entire thing is about one thing. It's about learning. But you miss your directions already. You are no longer learn. You just try to defend your teacher, your lineage, and you dig that you peel the entire thing up. What you find out is that there's nothing there at the end. That is all lies, and that's why I said really disappointed to the Chinese. Really disappointed. So now we are in this situation. There's no point to blame, but we need to know this. We have millions of Wing Chuners. There's a lot of talent, a lot of human resource there. Why don't you use this human resource to recover? And then every lineage, every grandmaster will be benefit, you will be praised. But if you go the other way, you know, it's like Tang Hao said 100 years ago, it turns to be what? You just provoke people to practice the Boxer Rebellions Act. And you know the end, you know the consequence of that. So many people, you know, with this video broadcast, many people will not like me, but you think about it carefully. You really love your Sifu? You really love your ancestor? You really love your lineage? If you really love, you need to do what as my Sifu, the Wen Shenhua, the Zen Patriarch do. Tell your student whatever it is, you can improve. People critique your Sifu that you can improve, then improve it. Because the Sifu's job is to teach you so that you become better than the Sifu. Today, look around. Who is better than the Sifu? You keeping saying the same grandmaster's name all over and over. And you don't even know this breeding is problematic for past 130 years. So it's caught by evidence now. But, you know, look it back. If you take the, you know, positions of a Wing Chuners, like just now I take the positions of a Wing Chuners, feeling very disappointed. Now I take the positions of the Buddhists. I would say that maybe this is the end of Wing Chun. This is karma. Even Venerable Ananda cannot stop it. Now, if I take the positions of a Venerable Shenhua, who is a Chinese, he will say, 英雄无种，男儿须自强. There is no DNA to justify who is hero or not. You are you know, in Chinese is call it a man. You need to keep working to improve yourself. So which identity I want to take, that there is a thing, and at the end I take the identity of a Buddhist. Maybe this is a karma. This is the end of Wing Chun. Nobody can change. I cannot change Ananda. I cannot change Buddhism. It's out of India. And nobody can change that. Buddhism's out of China. That's why all these people come to the West and brought Buddha's teaching to other places of the world. But then if you take me as the identity of I am a Chinese descendant, I am a Wing Chuners, and I see all this thing, then you really hurt. Because it turns out that you guys not loving your teacher, you're not loving your lineage, you're not loving Wing Chun. It's only for yourself. And you make use of those young people. Like a milk cow. What do you teach them? Chinese culture, qi, fighting, self-defense. So I opened this up for everybody, and that's why I said the Japanese way is a better way in this sense. At least the education is disciplined, is strict. It credit wherever the source is from. Of course, every people have their gray area, but at least that it is the major structure is not broken. That's why I question. I say, well, like the Miyagi and in Okinawa, in Naha, they can put the Chi Guang drawing there. Where is in your dojo, your school, your lineage have Li Man Mao, the ancestor of Red Boat, who again the Qing, Chi Guang, who is the grand master of the Shaolin and Wing Chun. Where? And real Ming, they are real Ming. So if you say that if you say that about Qing dynasty, the Qing emperor, for sure nobody want to mention Chi Guang, right? So if I am the Qing emperor, the first thing I want to wipe out is Chi Guang. Why do I want to remind the Chinese that, hey, you guys are General Chi Guang, and then the Chinese all learn about, like, I want to be Chi Guang. So right now, this is the situations. And that's why in this channel is about educations and culture. This is what is a reality already. I just hope I say this thing, I say directly, I tell you, you know, like I say words that sound like I don't give face. Why? I just wish there's a hope for tomorrow. It's not about me. It's about the life and death of Wing Chun. I hope I say this is because at least inside there, I think that is still hope. There's still good people, good young people, talented young people, and they can make a difference. But if I let it go like that, it's over. So as far as I say, I'm just a history. I investigate on history. You know, you want to make money, there's no problem. Like people who is the top expert in technology or medical, who is like in the University of Stanford and Harvard, they make a lot of money. But they are professional. For the Wing Chun, you want to make a lot of money? Sure. There's no problem with it. But you want to be real professional. Because the load is on your shoulder. If you want to put your name Grandmaster, the load is on your shoulder. Like if you have an MD title or you have a VP of engineering title, the load is on your shoulder. You have to take responsibility. Even if you're the President of America, you have to take the load. I know in the Premier of England, same thing. So right now is you cannot do things which is you just want the money, you want the fame, but you do not take the load. But actually that never exists. Why? Because in the history, people will check you out. So hopefully I clear with you. If you cannot tilt his center axis, you don't have Wing Chun. Period. By Shaolin Sword Strike uniqueness evidence. It's like saying what? If you want to do a takedown, you have to take him down. You have to disrupt him. If your takedown never disrupt him, never cause his center axis to tilt, guess what you got? Can you attempt for takedown that it doesn't work?
No, obviously. It's like if you try to throw someone and you're not close enough, right? If you're trying to throw them from a meter away, no judoka is going to throw somebody at arm's length. No, it's not going to happen. He has to get in. He has to disrupt the momentum of the other person.
Is there a risk there? Is there a risk?
Yeah.
Do they practice again and again? Look at our jiu-jitsu friend, Brazilian jiu-jitsu friend. Did they again and again, even the wrestler friend, again and again?
Millions of times, yeah.
Now, can you practice like the chi sao like that? You see people when they do chi sao, you know what? The hand is just putting this far. After the second move, their hand is going this far. Their body is moving back because they're afraid to get hit. They don't want to get hit. They want to do the space, and their hand is going down there, try to slap like that. Then go look at other chi sao. Isn't like that?
And then it finishes like two cats fighting. You know, when cats fight, that's how it finishes. You know, like
and then you only get when the grandmaster with the student, then only the grandmaster is the one who called the shot. The student cannot call the shot, but in the real chi sao, you see everybody doing this cat style with people going down there. And then everybody gets slapped. And as soon as one don't care that you can punch me, I punch you too, and you punch me, everybody got hit.
Yeah, that's how it is.
So you want that? Do you think that judoka, BJJ go in there without techniques? Did they come out square with you, or they come out with the angle? So when your chi sao there, you cannot play the angle and the distance. What are you doing? So if we don't change, how can you live?
I think it's impossible. And if it does survive, it would just be because of some novelty, fictitious selling point. You know, as Wing Chun has proven itself over the last, I don't know how many decades, to be a great business model for selling stuff. Everyone can give their 5 cents, you know.
That's why everything is putting down there under there is Wing Chun, Hendrik's Wing Chun, Santo's Wing Chun, Nimjo Wing Chun, everything, but none of them is Wing Chun. So it is a marketing stuff. As by evidence, Bruce Lee have already dropped Wing Chun 1969 per his letter. Okay. Now the Chinese dig it up and they have evidence. And people is just using Bruce Lee's name to promote themselves and to make money and everything. And that's okay. But after 60 years, you don't look into your history. Like in the corporations, when you are in a startup, the first product, you make some money. And then you say, well, I'm going to do a money-making product only. So they do 2, 3 money-making product. After that, what are you going to do? I'm going to go deep in research on a certain area which is good so that I become very good on that particular thing. Because at the startup, who knows what's going to make money and get your company to the public? You don't know. But when your company is public, then you invest on the real technology, because that is your long-term bread and butter. But Wing Chun don't do that. Every grandmaster, they just promote themselves. And then you can see that they're dying off. And when they die, you can see that their lineage going down. The students keeping fighting each other and all, nobody know what is going on. They're not linked to history. They are not linking to the science. They continue and then they just go die off. You look at all this model using this decay model. And then they're going down. And then the best way to get you become famous in Wing Chun is claim that you are a grandmaster. Disregard is real or not, you just make a claim. Make it big enough so that everybody know that you are in their lineage. And everybody is like in Asia, oh, you have your lineage, I have my lineage. Everybody, okay, no problem. Everybody talk sweet each other, pat each other's back. No problem, because everybody need to make the bread and butter. And then after, say that's why, after 60 years, nobody go at nowhere. And it becomes a situation like this today. Now,
yeah, the content, yeah, the content gets diluted as the business model becomes successful and the brand name becomes bought by more people, right? So the content, the actual product doesn't exist anymore. And what you have is a diluted idea. So this, you know, my business is going to be more chi orientated. My business is going to be more boxing orientated. You know, it's like, so you can pick and choose.
You look at the Europe model. History, you model that in Europe, like 4 decades ago, you found out there's one person really successful. After that, his student break out, say, well, because he can success, I can success. So that the student go to Asia and then say, well, I go to Baisi with this teacher, that teacher, or going interview the entire the Chinese so-called grandmaster. And then feel that there's not enough, then you add in Tai Chi, you add in whatever internal, the Qi and everything. And then you make another grandmaster. So that's all this grandmaster was born. Just look at the past 40 years. You just model the history, you can see that. Why do I know? Why do I know? Right. Just model it like the technology in Silicon Valley. See who have that technology, how is that thing offspring.
I don't think there's anything wrong with Westerners going to listen to old timers and maybe learn something, or just listen to them and visit them and pay their respects. I think that's fine. That's no problem. But when that becomes your seal of authenticity for your school, when it becomes your certification of excellence for your business model, then that becomes a problem.
No, I think there is no problem either. The only problem is this all people is not professional. You can go interview this guy, interview that guy, and going to China, say you do research and blah, blah, blah. But hey, what is the output? What is the outcome? What is the result? What is it? Can I say, oh, this grandmaster say this, that grandmaster say that grandmaster say that, and then I'm a grandmaster? Or I'd be able to tell you that whatever all these grandmasters said, the core is, if your mind is not quiet down, your breathing will not go deep. If you reach that point, you can be anybody grandmaster. I praise you, I bow you. But if you don't get that, you call yourself grandmaster, that means it's misleading. It's just like you go to Harvard University or the Stanford. You say, I know this professor. I interview him. Well, you are just a journalist. You are not the expert in that field. So make it clear. Like last year, somebody make a video YouTube saying that Wing Chun is from White Crane. I said, no, Wing Chun is not from White Crane. This is the evidence, because this guy going to China. This person go to China. And I told him after a while, you know what he said? Wing Chun is not from Sword Strike. And he showed me what? A praying mantis Sword Strike classic. And I said, man, that is praying mantis short strike. 罗汉短打, it got nothing to do with the Xuanji Shaolin, the Shaolin short strike, we all verify, Tang Hao verify everything. And guess what the return answer is? You guys just jealous of me because I go to China and I do research. Of course, he doesn't know I am Chinese, okay? So that's what it is. So big deal, you go to China. You can go to all the China and you link up. If I want to drop the name of my sifu down there and every lineage name and what I learned on this thing, where you guys stand. So the issue right now is people go to a wrong directions. They never really learn from the grandmaster. And then they promote themselves as grandmaster. And just because, and of course, young people and people in the West, majority, most they're good people. They just want to learn, oh, in Asia, there might be an esoteric place. There might be have a deep understanding and deep art, and we want to learn. So give your sincere heart, really bow to it and want to learn. But then you lead them into a crazy way, and then you put them in the cult-like situation after a while. So that's what it is. And for me, as I say, as soon as you're a professional, you know what you're talking about. Like those are professional in Harvard, in Stanford. You can go apply for a Nobel Prize. And I praise you. But today, I mean, you look at it, everybody call themselves Sifu. Well, you might be your student Sifu, but you are not everybody Sifu. So why do people call you Sifu? I'm Sifu so-so, and then they call you Sifu so-so. I mean, you are not my Sifu. Or you are not my Sigong. Okay, that's misuse of Chinese language. So the entire Chinese history right now going down like that. And again, if I want to stand on the positions of as a Chinese descendant, a Wing Chun descendant, this is what I say. If I am in the Buddhist way of a position, which is I'm American, I'm a Buddhist, I say, okay, Hendrik, the world, this is the end of Wing Chun because it is back to the Ananda time. So whether it is you have a future or not, it's up to you. Nobody stopped you to do anything. So that is how it is, and that's why this for past 1 month I show you what it is. If you don't get this basic, you will never get anywhere anyway. Per the standard, like the ancient Chinese or like the Japanese judoka or karateka, because you don't have that type of standard, that type of quality. When the gojo and the judo kodokan, their title is up there. This 4 dan, 5 dan. You can see that they compete a lot. If you are a Kyokushin 4 dan, see how many times you need to compete. When you call yourself a grandmaster, how many times have you compete that way? Where you have to sign accident, death, disclaimer or release. So there is the quality. So okay, enough for today's, and hope that it can help people. And of course, many people will not like what I'm saying in this video, but listen carefully what I'm saying. That is the bottom line. I know everybody have a good future. Just know how to approach it. Nobody, yesterday is wrong, tomorrow can be corrected. Nobody stamp you with a stamp behind your back that you're always wrong. Right? It's up to you. It's not up to other people.